Hello, this is Kev. This is a redo of a video I just did, and I'm probably going to talk about some of the same stuff. But if you want to participate in some chat with me, I'm not sure if the chat is on. And nobody's watching at this point. So, anyway, the name of this channel is Black Men Being Brutally Honest with Everyone. That might change soon. But if you will, if you like our material, I do have other videos, 77 other videos to be exact. Please go below this screen, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for new videos. Well, anyway, I did listen to the last video. I made a couple of errors, like giving away my full name. Not gonna do that. You're just gonna know me as Kev for the moment. And for that one viewer, hello. Just revisiting the topic and see if I can talk a little better without like the ooh and the and the you knows, because that's just me right there. Still getting used to this YouTube thing. Well, anyway, the question, when you ask yourself, do blacks or whites treat you better? And I have to say, if you have to break that down, then I would recommend you break it down into 4 categories. But the answer for me is blacks. Black people have always treated me better than comparatively to white people. And with that being said, that includes like the time I spent in the hospital when I was a teenager, and I had white doctors and white nurses. And the camp we went to, I had white camp counselors and camp administrators, but there were black people there too being counselors, and there were black kids who were also suffering from cancer. That's with that being said. But as far as a little insight about me and why I have the view that I have, I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama, as a black Catholic. Yes, I went to a black Catholic church. Now, the question about, the scandal and the controversy the Catholic Church is undergoing right now, and they're asking people, why are you protesting Kaepernick instead of the Catholic Church? Well, let me go ahead and just separate my part of the Catholic Church from all the other BS. Those are those white Catholic churches, and I really mean that. Because I went to a black Catholic church. Although some of the priests were white, I was never touched inappropriately. I had never gone through anything that would have been traumatic to me. The priests were always nice to me. The choir members, the parishioners, the members, everybody who volunteered, everything, they were always nice to me, and they were like family. And, a few of them, have died recently, and I miss them dearly. But whenever I approach a black person and a white person, with myself being a Catholic, there's always very different reactions. And to be funny, people always find themselves joking about child molestation, always asking me, was I ever touched as a child? Why would you joke about something like that, even if you are just being funny? And think about it. If it was your little boy or your little girl, what that would do to them. But anyway, enough shaming y'all about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, I acknowledge, does have some issues, and child molestation is fucked up. And anyone, and I mean anyone guilty of that, should be punished. Then we moved from and I went to the elementary school too, which was predominantly black. And I always had black women as, well, not always. I had quite a few black women teachers, instructors. My first grade teacher, my third grade teacher, my fourth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade teacher was a black male. I mean, these people participated in positive changes in my life that still affect me positively today. But it's like with the good comes the bad. In ninth grade, I transitioned to public school, and the first problems I ran into were with the black kids. It was a pretty mixed environment. Yes, it was. There were kids from the black side of town and kids from the white side of town. Not that those cultures never clashed, because they did, but from me having my understanding of racism and where I was from, I had already a deep understanding of racism by the time, I was 11, 12, 13, just by researching, reading. And for me to go to ninth grade and feel like that I was treated worse by the black kids than the white kids was quite a shock, until until they showed the white kids showed me their first signs of racism. Like one kid, like I was on the sideline because, you know, I'm always one of the smaller kids. They don't want to pick the smaller kid. They were playing basketball. White kid puts his watch down in front of me. And the first thing he says, he looks me in the eye and says, if you touch my fucking watch, I will fucking kill you. To imply that I wanted to steal his little stank ass watch. And, you know, and my dad told me stories of how he dealt with racists back in the day. And, you know, I wanted to aspire to be my dad, too. So I stick my chest. I didn't stick my chest out then. Shit, I was 4'11", 99 pounds. And, you know, due to that story I just told y'all about how the black kids treated me, which it was always the ones you quote unquote called socially awkward, the ones who read the comic books, and the ones that can talk to you about other stuff besides that cursing rap CD that they snuck out of their big brother's room. No, it was tape then. It was a tape then. But anyway, you know, that's just how it was. It was quite the shock to me to be treated both badly, both by black people and by white people. And I experienced this kind of thing at jobs too. You know, sometimes your own people can be cutthroat, but don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The white side has usually had all of the power. And, you know, when you're a black person that speaks articulately in just about any situation involving blacks, you know, they will try to shine you and embarrass you in front of whites. Man, why you guys talk like that, man? Why you talk like a white boy, man? And then that shit got to the point where that shit got to the point where I was like getting pissed off about the shit. Like, dude. And then they did it in front of white. Didn't have any attachments. Did it in front of white folks. You hear all the time, oh, you don't say certain things in front of white people. Or you always hear that random black person saying, you shouldn't talk about black people because you got white people talking about you too. These motherfuckers will shine you in front of white people just to tell you that you talk like a white boy. So just go ahead and hand white people the W. They're the only ones allowed to speak clear English. Thank you. But not to bicker and to bitch too much. With the bad black people that I've experienced, I always remember the good black people. I always do. You know, I've had a loving family growing up, you know, and like I said, those people at the church and the friends I made, I have some true friends, and, you know, they're black. I have some white friends along the way too. And I do have white people that I can exchange constructive dialogue with. But honestly, the black people that I have ratchet dialogue with outweigh the constructive dialogue black people. And the constructive dialogue white people. And I've run across childish, racist white folks. So I'm not just here to bash black people for any, you know, just, oh, black people this, and shake my finger, because we don't take those messages in from black people anyway that well. So I'm asking you, break this down into 4 categories. If you have to ask yourself this question, 4 categories. The first category is the amount of black people that have treated me good. The second category, the amount of white people that have treated me good. The third category, the amount of black people that have treated me bad. The fourth category, the amount of white people that have treated me bad. Now, this is you personally. Now, if it somehow is in the tie, then you can look at everything that's been happening in the media. You know, you can look at everything, you know, about police brutality, and that is a definite tiebreaker. But you also have to acknowledge the fact that we do have a violence problem in our community as well that has to be stomped out and eradicated. And for black people to turn their backs on and ignore that kind of thing, you're blurring the line. Let me put it like that. There are too many black people right now that are handing themselves over to conservative and Republican viewpoints. You got women who get punched in the face by Asians, and then every time they get a discount, they're lined up around the damn corner. You have internet niggas who are, yes, keyboard warriors that will type their way into a conflict, but they know it's just because they're on the internet. I see racist whites that do that shit on the internet is no different. And yes, I think we have some straightening up to do. You can think whatever the hell you want to about me. All I know is this. Overall, for me, I know blacks have treated me better than whites. But based on recent shit, like y'all kind of catching up. So slow down. Just a little bit. You know, I ain't with the respectability. I ain't with the bullshit SJW mess. I believe in talking real. So you got to have these kinds of talks with black folks, because right now there are black people that are giving up on black people. I don't want to give up. As long as there are one or two good black people out there, I'm with you. They'll tell you that the problem is niggas. All right, why don't you join hand in hand with everybody else that call us niggas? But okay, I do use tendency to have to use the word nigga too, so I'm not perfect. So I hope that, you know, we're all having a good day. And, you know, and I'm about to use the N-word right now. Enough of this nigga shit. All right, if you like my stuff, please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell. I might have missed a few points, but hey, you know what? There's always another video to make. And let me show you me again. Yes, I am a black man, married to a black woman, got me a little black child. And my name is Kev.